Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. These are photos from a trip I made to Badrinath from Srinagar in Uttarakhand. At the time I was working in Srinagar, involved in the construction of the Alakananda hydropower dam. The route from Srinagar to Badrinath is 186 kilometers long. Now what you see is the quarters in which I was living there. This is the view from the balcony of my apartment. Just on the day when we started the trip. And just next to my building is the Jugran Banquet Hall and Hotel, which is used as a marriage hall by the local peoples of Gadwal. This is the Jugran Lodge and Banquet Hall, which is used for marriage functions. Just behind this is the medical college in Srinagar. You can see a brown roof covered walkway, which is the medical college walkway. These are the streets in front of my apartment. It's a nice peaceful village and the Gadwali people are very friendly. This is the sumo in which we made our trip, the four of us. This is me sitting to your left, and that is Harinder Bandari, who is the owner of the vehicle, and that is Nari Satinder, and this is Ravi Ramola. All of them are from Srinagar Gadwal, and this is Nari Satinder with me. So we started our journey early in the morning after a cup of tea. Of course, there is a lot of road work going on, and this is the Alakananda river covered in this in the early morning mist. It's a beautiful, wonderful sight as we drove along, and we came to the GVK waters. They are the owners of the dam. The GVK company is based in Hyderabad. This is a bit of a video clip which I shot, and you can see the dam abutments being made. This trip was made in 2011 in the month of July. The rains had just started in the Himalayas. Here we can see mist-covered Alakananda curving to the mountain. The road hugs its side all along the way, right up to Badrinath. Next, we came to the Srinagar collapsing zone. The road here is always collapsing. It's the side of a steep hill, and during the rainy season especially. So we had to be very careful. We had to get down and pick up all the stones, loose stones, rock pieces which were lying there. So Nari and Ravi went out to take the stones, and I kept a watch up above to see if any rock is coming down at that time. So we cleared a path for our Tata Sumo and Hari drove it across. Then we all got in and left. Now you can see a suspension bridge which is leading to a small village on the other bank of the Alagananda river. And that is the small village. They exist by agriculture, and those are paddy fields where they cultivate paddy and wheat also, I think. The Alagananda winds its way through the Gadwali hills, and this is a signboard which as you can read is 161 kilometers to Badrinath along this highway. There are many small villages along the route, the names of which I have forgotten since, but the memories still remain. The river has carved a path through the mountains, leaving some small flatlands where people cultivate some crops and live. Now we are approaching Karnaprayag. Karnaprayag is where the river Pindar joins the Alagananda, and there is a Sangam there, and it's called Karnaprayag. You can see a suspension bridge, a steel bridge going across the river, and that is the road leading to Pokhari. Just out of Karnaprayag, the road was blocked due to a landslide, and the border road organization was clearing it, and the time was 9:30, and we still hadn't taken our breakfast. So we turned back and returned to a spot we had watched earlier. There was a small waterfall where we decided to cook our morning meal. We had brought along our cooking materials including stove with us so that we didn't have to depend on hotels, and our expenses also would be much less. So we had our food and went down to Karnaprayag once more. But the road was still blocked, so I walked around and clicked a few photos in Karnaprayag. I crossed that bridge across to Pokhari, towards Pokhari, and took some photos from the bridge. So we are waiting, and the road is still blocked. So we drove up again to see if it is open. It was not open. So we again returned to Karnaprayag. That's me you see in the mirror with my Nikon Coolpix camera. The camera doesn't take much videos. There is no space for videos. That's why I didn't get much footage. Here you can see the vehicles blocked due to the landslide. It was more than 2 kilometers, and it was right beyond Karnaprayag backwards. So we waited and waited, and it became noon, it became lunchtime. So we collected some water from the hand pump and made our lunch of Maggi noodles right on the road. Because if we had gone back to that waterfall, we would have lost our position in the queue of vehicles. So again I went out and clicked some pictures of Karnaprayag. The river Alagananda and river Pindar joins the at Karnapraya. And you can see a signboard right here showing it is 65 kilometers from Srinagar where we started. And finally at 4:30 in the evening, the road opened. We were able to get away. We made our way past Chamoli, and this is the Chamoli district jail, and they have made a very clean jail, it seems. I have never seen a jail like this, looking this beautiful. So we climbed higher and higher. That night we camped near Pandkeshwar, which is at quite a high altitude and quite near to Badrinath. There's a gate opening for traffic from Govindgarh early in the morning. We wanted to catch the first group of vehicles going towards Badrinath. We woke up early in the morning and started for Badrinath because there is a gate system which opens only for one way. So we had to catch the first gate to Badrinath so that we could reach there earlier. We started quite early and by about 8 a.m. we were able to reach Badrinath. These pictures were clicked in the morning on the way from Govindgarh. Then comes Hanuman Chatti, which is a series of hairpin bends. And on the way, we passed a small hydroelectric project which is owned and operated by JP Group. They also have a Hari Mandir there, which is called Har Har Mandir. It is beautifully set. There is a hydroelectric dam producing 400 megawatts of electricity belonging to JP Group. Then we could see apple trees along the wayside. These are the hairpin bends of Hanuman Chatti. The apples were very fresh. We stopped and picked a few. It's the first time in my life that I'm seeing apple trees. It was quite wonderful. On we went, and the altitude kept getting higher and higher as we went along, with a lot of hairpin turns. Then we could see some snow-covered peaks in the distance. The Alakalanda river flows through a gorge at that spot, and you can see a glacier on the other side of the river. Since it was so early in the morning, there was very less traffic. And as we climbed, we could see the sun rising from behind the hills of Badrinath. But it was fully covered with mist, so we couldn't see much of the sun. We reached Badrinath by around 8 am, and this is the interstate bus terminus of Badrinath. You can see the buses parked here, and as we go along, we saw a post showing the altitude as 10,000 feet. This is the Badrinath temple you can see across the river Alakalanda, and there are small bridges, foot bridges, which leads to the temple. And next to the temple you can see the Tat Kund, that is the hot spring where people can take a bath. So Hari, Ravi and Nari visited the temple, did some archana, and then we made our way to Mana village, which is said to be the last village in India. And after that, the territory of China starts. But the border is actually 40 kilometers from Managaon. But there is no village in between. So Managaon is the last village. And Mana village is around 4 kilometers from Badrinath temple site. So we stopped and we met some Swamis. Then we had our food, parked alongside some beautiful stream along the way to Mana. We had our noodles, that was our breakfast, and the air was so refreshing, unbelievably refreshing. We met some local tribal people, and what this lady is wearing is made of bass teeth, bass claws, I think. This here is the machine used for removing snow from the roads during winter. All of Badrinath is closed from October month to May. This is the last shop in India. You can see the board Hindustan Ka Antim Dukan. This is the Beamful. This rock is called the Beamful and it acts as a bridge. This is the India's last tea shop along that route towards China border. And they make a very good cup of tea. This is a rock which we climbed just for the fun of it. This again is a photo of Beamful. Now we are on our way back down from Badrinath. The view of the Hanuman Chatti hairpin bends from the top. You can see the glacier lying behind the Badrinath temple. This is Govind Ghat. and you can see the boat to Valley of Flowers. Going down from Govindgarh, we see a lot of waterfalls along the left side of the road. Soon we came to a roadblock once again. Some huge rocks had fallen onto the road. The border road organization had already started removing it, and they did a very quick job, and we were off again within a very short time. Later on, we stopped at a waterfall to refresh ourselves and continued our journey downhill. We made camp for the night at Nandprayag, and early in the morning next day, we set out from Chamoli, Gopeshwar towards Kedarnath. And it was a beautiful drive with a lot of beautiful scenery along the way of valleys. Passing through many beautiful valleys and villages, we reached Guptkashi by nightfall, and we made camp for the night at Guptkashi. And next day morning, we made our way via Sonprayag to Gaurikund. Gaurikund, this is the Gaurikund post office. The trek to Kedarnath starts from Gaurikund, and the distance is 14 kilometers. This is the pathway going towards Kedarnath, and this is the Tatkund that is just near the walkway, and this is the river Mandakini at Gaurikund. We decided not to visit Kedarnath because the trek will take at least minimum of 6 hours. So we decided to return towards Srinagar, and we passed Sonprayag, Pata, and so on. We made our way back to Srinagar and reached by evening.